Welcome guys to another Eye of Terror. As you know, I'm your channel host Adam, and today I have with me again
Ian.
And we're continuing on the campaign between Cult Destructus up against, I should say,
On Messiah's Will.
And last match, if you've been following for the first two, Ian here had one of his fresh forged be captured by my Genestealer Cult, and that was during me trying to rescue my own leader who was captured in the first game. So now Ian has decided to do a rescue mission to get back his fresh forge from the Cult Destructus. So we already have the table set up. Ian's not doing any lone operatives. You were thinking about that, eh?
I was considering it, but I'm going to risk my squad going in to fix their mistake because they thought it was a good idea to have one guy watch the prisoner. So they got to pay for that now.
It's a random roll. Very random roll. And so we've already rolled to see how many people we're both deploying. So I rolled a 6, but because my Genestealer Cult ability, I get to add 2 to my roll. And Ian, you rolled a...
I got a 2, so I have to bring in all 5 of my guys.
No, you rolled a 3.
Oh,
but
yes.
But you get to bring in all 5 of your guys that you have remaining.
My alpha has to sit out this round.
Yep.
And my fresh forge is sitting in the middle of the table captured.
And I have two of my recruits that are sitting out this game as well. So let's get right into the match. We'll show you the board, show you the teams, and start playing from there. This here is my team for today's mission. So starting off here, we have Dominus, who is my leader. He has the power pick, bolt pistol, mining suit, and the skill dive, so he can run and hide. Next we have Grom. Grom has the heavy stubber, combat blade, and the skill marksman, which allows me to reroll misses, which is really good for his sustained fire. He also has a mining suit as well. Next is Kador. Kador has the mining laser and movement 5 due to an upgrade from surviving. And then my third specialist here is Crack, and he has a grenade launcher with frag and crack grenades. Back here, that is Aleph. Aleph is the frenzied autogun combat blade troop choice. Next is the guy that I just hired, Weezer. He has photovisor, autogun, combat blade, and mining suit. And then we have Daz here, who is frenzied auto pistol. I forgot that he was frenzied. Huh. And we got over here Broker, who has the auto pistol and such. So that is my team for today's mission. And Ian's teams for today's mission. Ian, why don't you walk us through what you have?
So we have a specialist, Antiphon 2.
Yep.
He replaced Antiphon 1 after he died. And he has an arc rifle. With the transuranic arquebus, we have Euclid.
Okay.
And then 3 standard rangers with galvanic rifles, Archimedes, Eudoxus, and Hipparchus.
Awesome. And you have no leader this time because he is sitting out.
You got a bit of a headache.
A bit of a headache. Is he frenzied or hatred? I can't remember.
Oh, he has hatred.
Hatred.
He hates Grom.
Grom, the heavy stubber. Awesome. So we'll come back with the deployment and the board next. Here we are with the board. So we've already deployed our models as well as rolled on the Prometheum Sprawl table. I rolled again Corrosive Slick, which seems to be my favorite thing to roll right now, is at 5. And Ian rolled It's All Quiet with a roll of a 7, so no modifiers from him. So we do have this table, so it's all the way from this board edge all the way over to this dice tray here marks the board edge, so straight up. So over here you got your open tables, all your terrain and stuff like that. Long walkway sort of spanning, I'd say almost 3/4 of the length of the table coming across. And so let's go into where I deployed. I got my new guy Weezer down here. I have one of my, I believe it's recruits there. He's about to, no, he only has 1 promotion. He has 2 promotions over here. Or no, sorry, he has 2 promotions, so that guy only has 1. I got my 3 specialists up here on here plus that leader. They're all looking out. This guy's looking down that way. That one's looking up that way. Leader's looking out that way. Grom's looking out towards those sort of items over there. Or sorry, not Grom. The other laser guy. Can't remember his name, but that's okay. Grom here is looking out this way. And that's where he's the new hire. So Ian, on the other hand, with his 5 models, you got one right there, right? Another one behind the...
Another ranger hiding behind the Aegis.
Yeah.
In the corner back behind this hill is my sniper, who's going to slowly make his way somewhere.
Yeah, and you got 2 guys.
My replacement specialist, Antiphon 2.
Yeah.
And Archimedes Ranger is right behind him.
All right. So we will come back with round 1 next. So the beginning of the attacker's round 1, I have to roll a d6 to see if I can spot any of these guys. So what happens is I roll a d6 and I times the initiative score of my guys. That's how far I see. So I'd be seeing 12 inches, so 1 foot, which I can't even spot these guys anyways. I was already looking at them. I can't even spot them with any of my guys the way that Ian has set up. So we will just have him move his guys next. At the end of Ian's movement, what all did you do with your guys here, Ian?
Euclid's making his way up the back of this ruin.
Okay, so he just moved a couple of inches up.
And he's going to hide.
And he's hiding. Okay.
He ran behind cover to try and get out of sight.
Okay. This guy over here.
Just ran around again and tried to block line of sight.
Okay. And these guys just moved.
These two moved over the small section of the pipe and are just hiding.
All right. So we will come back with my round 1 next for the Genestealer Cult. So beginning of my movement phase, I have to roll to see if I detect Ian and his Skitarii. So this guy here, which is Daz, can see technically that guy down there. He is obscured, like full cover. So I got to roll a d6, see how many inches I actually can see with him. So 12 inches, which I don't believe that is within 12 inches. We'll just measure that out quickly.
So 12 inches from him goes to there.
All right, so not within 12 inches. And then for my leader is 8, so nothing. And he was able to see the Skitarii that's poking his head out down there. So I have not spotted him. Now I need to roll to see how far each of these guys move. So starting off with Daz down there, I get d6 minus 3 movement. If it's a negative number, Ian gets to move him. So 2 inches. This guy here. This guy here. He gets 0 movement with minus 3. I have Grom up there. Grom gets minus 2, so he can be moved wherever. I have Crack over there with a grenade launcher, gets 3 inches of movement. And then Kador over on that side gets 0 movement. And my leader gets minus 1 movement, so Ian gets to move him as well. And this guy down here for his movement is going to be 2 inches as well. So what I'm going to do is just put the dice beside each of them, and then I'll just move them back and show you where I moved them, or where Ian has moved the guys that rolled a negative. Come back with that next. And this guy here, his movement is 2 inches as well. So the end of the movement phase is what it looks like. This guy just moved up close to the ladder. This guy did not move. He shimmied up 2 inches. He shimmied up 2 inches just over watching there. He did not move, Kador. Crack here just sort of moved his 3 inches up, looking in that direction. Dominus just moved 1 inch over, is now looking towards the crate. And Grom here just decided to move over a couple inches and looking at it this way. So I have no shooting. We'll come back with the beginning of Ian's round 2. So beginning of Ian's turn, I got to roll to see if I detect him. So I have 2 guys that can partially see some of his models. So this guy here, Daz, can still see that guy over there. So I need to roll a d6, times that by his initiative score. 2, so that's 8 inches. He's not within. And then up here, Crack needs to roll really good because he can see that guy behind the crates back there. And so there's 6, so it's 24 inches. So we'll see if he's in range. And if he is, I got to roll another d6, and if I get a 6, he is spotted. There's a 6, and he is spotted because he is in full cover. If he was in partial cover, it would be a 4 to 6, but he's in full cover, so he is spotted. So next round, I get to activate normally. Ian's movement for this phase. Who is this guy?
That's Euclid.
Euclid has moved up and hid here just because he couldn't actually move and see somebody, or move and shoot, and he couldn't see anybody on my team. These 2 guys, they just moved normally, correct?
Yep.
All right. And then over here as well, these guys just moved over to those positions there. Seeing as how there's no need for Ian being stealthy anymore because I somehow detected him with one of my 8 models on the board compared to his 5. We'll come back with Ian's shooting phase. So this guy here, he's going to be using his arc rifle into my mining laser guy. So he has ballistic skill 3. There's no cover at this point in time because I didn't get him to move anywhere. And you get a plus...
plus 2 to hit.
Oh, man. All right, let's see. And that's a hit. And you roll a wound.
And it's strength 5.
Okay.
1 damage.
So you need 2s to wound. And what's the armor modifier on it?
No armor modifier.
Alright, so I get a 6+. Alright, it is a wound. I need a 6 here. That's a 3, so he is wounded. And so then you need to roll on the chart, see what happens to him. 1, he gets flesh wound, or he is down. Wah, wah, wah. This guy here is shooting into that guy there. I do have cover from the, if you can see it there, from that barricade. So it is only partial cover. So you get -1 to your roll. That's a hit. And ammo roll, yeah. And he's good.
I'm okay.
And then you need to roll a wound.
And this does have a modifier, -1 to save.
Okay, so we have no save. Okay, so you need... No wounds. Thank you. He is still standing. Woohoo! I will say he is, though, still pinned, like so. This guy here is going to be shooting into Grom up there. Straight up modifiers. No bonuses, so it's a 2. So it's a miss. Excellent. And you're going to go to that guy, I'm assuming?
Can he still see Grom?
Let's find out. So this guy here is going to be shooting into my cult leader, Dominus. I believe there is a cover save there. So you get -1 to his roll, I believe.
From this angle? Oh, no.
He does have partial cover, so Ian gets -1 to his roll. So that's a 6 again, so it is a hit.
Ammo roll.
Yep.
I'm okay.
Yeah, because you automatically make it, your first one.
-1 to save.
No wounds. He is pinned, though. He is pinned, like so. End of the shooting phase. He is pinned. Kador is down. Dominus is pinned. Nobody else is shot, so we'll come back with my movement next. Beginning of my round, this guy is within 2 inches of my crack specialist, so I need to make an initiative test to see if he can recover from being pinned. He does not. So, the end of my movement phase. My leader here moved over 2 inches just behind that barricade. These guys here just moved up to the barricades and hit. Kador moved back 2 inches, and then this guy moved up to that pillar and is hiding. And my guy that's pinned down here just moved over behind that yellow barricade. I do have a guy down here as well that has hid behind there, and I have one guy up here that is within 8 inches of that guy, hopefully getting a pistol shot off very soon. We'll see. So Daz over here, he is just moved within 8 inches of whoever that guy is, Ranger, with a long gun.
Thing on the back.
Ah, that's not big.
Ranger number 2.
Something. I am within 8 inches, so I get a +2 to hit in the shooting phase, but he has full cover, so that gives me -2, so I need 4+. That's a 1. There's nobody in the way for a stray shot, so thankfully. This guy down here who was going to go into hiding is actually going to come out. He's going to shoot into the back guy over there. I have no modifiers except for the cover, which is +2, so I need 6s to hit him. But you never know. Here we go. It's a 5. So Grom next is going to be doing sustained fire on that back guy who's in the open compared to him. So sustained fire 2d3. So I got 3 shots, 4 and a 2. So the first one's going to go on the back guy. He is in the open, so I need 4s to hit. Re-rolling any failed misses, but that is a 4, so it's good. So he is hit. He is pinned, so he's face up. This does give you -1 armor save, and your strength or toughness 3. So I need 3s to wound. There's a wound. Here's the armor save, and he saves it. Next one is going to go into the guy with cover there. So he would need a 6 to hit. Come on! Re-rolling because of marksman. It's a 4 anyways. And then I'll just do the guy in the... I'll do the guy in the cover again. That's a 1. Re-rolling because of marksman. And it's a 2, so nothing. Over here, Crack is going to use a crack grenade on the guy that is pinned over there. I do, because of range, have -1 to the hit, so I need 5s. There's a hit! So that's a large blast on to him.
Is it crack blast?
I meant frag, sorry.
Okay.
That is a large blast one.
Scatter?
No, hits automatically. Scatters only if it fails. So I do believe I hit both of them.
Nope, just the one.
Is the one partially under? Because if
Nope.
so, no.
Not at all.
Here's a roll the wounds, needing force. Nothing. So in the round, both my guys that are pinned stand up. And Kador here, who's downed. I need to see what happens to him. 6, he's out. And then 1, he would be flesh wound, but that's 2. So he just stays where he is. During the movement phase, Ian here did move this guy around and charge that guy. So he does need to roll a d6. On a 1, he does go down at the end of his movement. And no, he does not. These guys here are staying stationary. This guy here stayed stationary because he's wanting to shoot this turn. He cannot activate because he was pinned. So we'll come back to shooting next. Shooting phase starting here. Who are you going to be shooting into? Crack, I'm assuming?
I was thinking that, but I forgot that I have my photo visor. So I'm going to go for your heavy stubber dude.
Okay, Grom. So you have -1, but do you get your bonus?
My bonus for my
range modifier?
arquebus, it's just not a negative.
Okay.
So it's still -1.
Okay, so -1 then. You hit.
And it's strength 7, D3 damage.
Whoa! Alright, let's see.
-3 to save.
Yep. So no wounds, but he is pinned. This guy here is targeting into that guy there. He does have a -2 because of the barricade, but he has a photovisor that goes to -1, and he is in short range. So then it gives him another +2, so it gives him a +1. So he needs to roll 2 or better for the arc rifle. Hits. Roll the wound. I don't know what the strength is, but that's a wound for sure. And then need to roll the die. No armor modifier.
No armor.
Okay, so we need 6 up to save this. It's a 1. And so, is he down or what? He is out of action. Uh-oh. This guy here is shooting into Crack up there. He does get a -1 due to partial cover, but he gets +1 because of the range modifier on his weapon. So he needs 3s, and that's a 1, so nothing. Combat phase for Ian, we have this combat here. So I have 2 dice for my guy because he has a combat blade and an auto pistol. Ian has 1 die, but he does get a +1 to charge. What's your weapon skill? 3?
Weapon skill is 3.
Okay, so we both get a 3. So I rolled a 4. You rolled a 6, so you obviously beat me. You get your weapon skill +1 to that, so that brings you up to 10, where I add my weapon skill. So you have 3 dice to see if you can take me out of action. These are the wounds. So
roll this.
Yeah. All right, so you have 2 wounds because you're strength 3 versus my toughness 3. So now I have to roll my armor save to see if I can save those. So the first one, saved. Second one, not saved. So you get 1 roll on the wound chart. And he is flesh wounded. So we are still both in combat. Ian's phase, that guy stands up because he's no longer pinned. Beginning of my phase now, I gotta test initiative score, see if Grom stands up, so 4 or less. That's a 6, so nothing. The leader here, he did run in the movement phase and is hiding with dive. I have a bad time with this slick and I roll a lot of 1s, so let's not have that happen. He's good. 5. Movement phase is what it looks like. Grom just is hiding up behind there. I got my Crack who's hiding behind the barricade. This guy who's hiding. That guy who moved and hid. Combat over there, so they're not moving, and this guy here has hid as well. And as you saw, my leader Dominus is hiding. Combat phase, I do have a flesh wound, so I do have -1 weapon ballistic skill, but I still do have my 2 dice versus your 1. So let's see who gets the highest. I got a 6, double 6 versus your 3. So we both add our weapon skill onto it. So you go up to 6, and I go up to 8, technically, because I have a flesh wound, so I win by 2. So now I gotta roll twice to see if I can wound you. I need 4s. So there's 1 wound. You do get your armor save, 4+, and you do save it. Recovery phase, Kador, you gotta see what happens to him. He has no change. So this guy here, he was back here in Ian's movement phase. He decided to run up there, or charge I should say. So Ian needs to, no slick this turn. So end of Ian's movement phase, these 2 guys have moved over and are hiding. What are you doing with this guy again?
He is hiding.
Hiding, okay. And then you got those guys over there. So let's go right into combats next. Combats. So we got this combat here. So you pick one of your guys. We fight normally. And then I fight the second guy. You get a +1 die and a +1 bonus. So,
Okay.
All right, so one guy.
So I'll do the guy who charged this turn.
Okay, so that's this guy here. Okay, so he's fighting normally with one die. So I rolled a 5. You rolled a 1. So you get +1 to that, plus your weapon skill, so 4 to that. So that's 5. I get 2 to this, so that's a 7. Well, it takes me up to a 7. So I have 2 dice up against yours. Yeah. No wounds, though. So next combat, you get 1 extra die, and you get a +1 to your score. So I rolled a 6, so you rolled a 5, and you fumbled. So with that, I get to add my 2 weapon skill, +1 from the fumble is 3, plus that is it, 2 weapon skill in the fumble. So I'm at 9, where you get to add your weapon skill +1 to that.
So 3, so that's 9.
9. So it's tied, so it goes to whoever has a higher initiative. So that goes to me. So I get 1 wound on you. There's a wound, so you get to save. And you saved. So they're stuck in there again. My movement phase, starting off with Dominus here. He's going to charge into that guy there. I am within range, so you've got to see if I roll a 1. Which I do not. It is a 6, so he gets into combat. End of the movement phase. I have Crack here who's still hiding, Grom who moved up, and can see the plasma guy at the back with who was trying to hide, but I got the angle on him. This guy is still hiding. I do have Aleph down there hiding underneath the walkways and that. And then I have Weezer who moved up, regular no hiding. Then Dominus charged into one guy and we stopped the combats over there. So Grom will be shooting next. Grom here, shooting at the plasma guy, sustained fire 2. So we get 4 shots. So the first one hits, I believe. So does not wound. Second one hits, but I need a freaking check. It's good. And it wounds. -1 to your armor save, so 5 up. And you make the armor saves. Can't roll anything else but 1s later. Third one misses, but I have marksman, so I'm re-rolling it. Still misses. I have nobody in the way for stray fire, thankfully, because I don't want to hit anybody on my own team. And last one misses, but with marksman, hits. Roll into wound. Is a wound, so -1 to your armor save. And so that is a wound. Let's see what happens to him. And so he is down. So the guy that is hiding does need to make a morale test to see if he breaks.
He's leadership 8.
Oh man. And he's good. Comebacks next. I'm going to do the Dominus here first. So he has 2 attacks plus paired weapons, so that gives him 3 attacks. I do have a power pick and the bolt pistol, so you have 1 die on him. So here's my 3. I rolled a 6 versus your 2. Add your weapon skill of 3 in there, right? So that would be 5. I charge, that gives me +1, plus weapon skill of 3 is 4. So I have 5 attacks on you. So I'll start off with power pick. Starting off with power pick, it gives me +1 strength, 1 damage, and -4 to the armor save. So here is, I need 3s. So it is a wound. -4 to your armor save, so no armor save. So see if I can take him down on 2+. So he is out of action because there is nobody else in combat with him because I pulled him off there. This is my youth versus your guy, so I have 2 dice versus your 1. I rolled a 4 and a 1, so you get your +1 to that. So I got a 6 in total versus a cock something. So 5, so you add your 3, so you have 9 in total. He has 1 from my thing. And then I add my 2, so 6. So you have 3 attacks up against me. So you need 4s to wound. First one is a wound. See if I can save him on a 6+. Nothing. And that is nothing. A flesh wound, I should say. And then third one. Is that the third? So was that?
Was the
because that was the roll on the chart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's flesh wounded.
So and the second one is not a wound.
Not a wound, and then the third one is a wound. And let's see what it does. Down. So at the end of the round, I do have my one downed youth there, as well as I have my Dominus who moved into the combat with the other guy. So I got to see what happens to both the down guys. So we'll start off with Kador over here. Kador rolled a 1 and is getting a flesh wound, so he's back up in hiding on that side of the terrain. With my youth over here who has 2 flesh wounds on him and needs 1 more flesh wound to be taken out or is down, he stays the same. So Ian is electing not to move his guys, so this guy is down. He can crawl 2 inches if you want to turn him around the corner and hide, maybe.
Might as well poke him here.
And then the other guy is staying stationary where he is. He can come out of hiding and shoot at Grom if he wanted. Over here, I can't even remember this guy's name, but
Euclid is in Overwatch.
Yeah, and he has 1 guy over here that is in combat as well with my Dominus. Come back with shooting next. This guy here is going to be shooting into Grom. There's no modifiers, negative or positive, so it's straight 3 up. That's a hit. Rolling a wound. That is not a wound. What's the strength of the weapon?
The strength is
4, so that is not a wound. But after the shooting phase, going to Ian's combat phase, so we have my leader versus his 1 guy. So he has 1 dice compared to my 3. Oh, I got 5 highest, but I fumbled, so that gives you
brave soldier.
That's 4 plus your weapon skill.
3.
So plus
7.
1 is 8. I have 5 plus my weapon skill of 3 is 8. Tie goes to initiative, which is
that would be you.
Me. So I need to wound you on 3 plus. That's a wound. You have no armor save because I have a -3 with my pick, or -4 armor save with the pick. So let's see if I can down you. I put a flesh wound on him, so we're still locked into combat. Next, Ian has to see if his down guy actually is out or gets a flesh wound, stands back up, and he stays the same. So Kador here moved around this crane and seeing he can actually do something now, and we have an overwatching sniper, so he's going to roll a hit. And nothing.
And I miss.
So during the movement phase, this guy here has to charge into that guy. I did forget to mention him. I know he's supposed to go first and charge first, so I roll a 1. Hopefully don't roll a 1, I mean. There's a 5, so he charges, no issue. End of the movement phase, this is what it looks like. So we have Aleph, who's moved up and is hiding behind here. We have Kador, who has moved up and is looking to put a shot into him. We have Crack, who's moved around, is hiding behind those barricades, and my leader and the other guy, Weezer, has charged into that ranger there. And my down guy is just going to move away and hide. Kador here, shooting into that ranger there. He does have -1, so I need to roll a 5 or higher, and it's 1. There's nothing in the way, stray shot-wise, thankfully, because I could hit somebody. So we'll come back with combats next. So we'll start with this combat here. Weezer here, I'm starting with him in the ranger, so I get 1 die. I roll a 3 versus your... Oh, I thought that was going to be a 2. Versus your 4. So I charged, so I go up to 4. And I have combat skill of 3, puts me at 7. And you have combat skill of 3, but you had a flesh wound.
Oh, so now he's at 2.
2, so that's 6. So I get
6
1 wound on you, and I don't wound you. But then we go into my leader, who has 2 attacks plus paired weapon is 3, but he gets another one because of the ally in there. So I have 4. So I did fumble, but I got a 6 highest. Okay, so you're at a total of 9 because you get 3 with your or 2 with your weapon skill, so you're at 8 actually. 8. And I'm at 6 plus 3 because because I have the weapon plus 1, so I have 10 versus your 8. So I get 2 attacks on you. See if I wound. So I need 3s. So 1 wound, no armor save. Let's see if I can take you out of action. And it's another flesh wound. Oh my goodness! So he's down to weapon skill and ballistic skill 1. End of the round, I got to see if my 1 downed opponent over there, Daz, is going to go out of action or stay the same. And he stays the same. So after the movement phase, all that happened was Archimedes here moved up. He's now detecting Aleph here. And we're going to go right into the shooting. So he's going to shoot into Aleph. So you have a minus to your 2, yeah, because he's covered. So
that is
nothing.
A miss.
That is a miss from point blank. Somebody might be charged next round.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Over here, we have Euclid, sorry. Shooting into combat down there. So who are you going to be targeting down there?
I'm just going to check my range first.
So he is at a -1 hit because he doesn't have the range bonus. So here's the roll to see if he actually hits his target. Who is he targeting?
I'm going to target the Dominus.
No, you're going to target Dominus. All right. And it misses. Thank you. Recovery phase. We got to see if this guy here is down or out of action or stays down. And he stays the same. So combat phase. I'm going to start off with this guy here versus him. So I get 1 die. Get a 6. Versus your 3. So you add 1 to that, so you're 4. And I add 3 to mine, so that's 9. So I get 5 wounds on you. Let's see if I can actually wound you. I get 1 wound out of all those 5. 1 wound, so you get your 4+ armor save. And does not make it. Let's see if I can take you out of that. Flesh wound. But that's his third flesh wound. So he is actually out of action via flesh wounds. They just tuck back in there after combat with their 2-inch pile of movement. Beginning of my turn, over here Aleph is charging into that guy. And everybody else is just sort of tucking in and hiding. Like he's hiding in there, those guys are hiding over there. And that is that. I have no shots this round because I'm going to hide everybody and just hold my positions. So that way Ian has to come to me. But I did have this 1 charge here. I did charge. Aleph has Frenzy, so I get 2 dice. I doubled my characteristic on you. So I roll. I got a 5 to Ian's 6. I get my weapon skill +1 because I charge, which is 9. And you get your weapon skill, which is 3, so 9 as well. So I get it based off initiative. So I rolled a wound, no wound. So, but we are locked into combat. I have 1 guy that's down over there. I got to see what happens to him, and he has no change, so nothing. We'll come back with the beginning of Ian's turn next. Ian does only have 2 models left standing, one of which is in combat, and then that guy is down left on the board. So Ian has decided to bottle, correct? Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens with the breakdown as to skills and recoveries and go from there. All right, so we have 2 guys here that were out of action during the game, so we need serious injury charts rules for these guys.
So Hipparchus first?
Yeah. 3, so he has painful recovery. And so that he gets hatred for who put him out of action? Well, that was my leader, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so Dominus. Dominus put him out of leader, and he misses the next round as well. And then the next guy.
Eudoxus.
Yeah, gets 5, so he makes full recovery, so he's fine. And this guy was down.
Antiphon 2 was down.
Alright, so you got to roll for him. 1, so you got to roll on the serious injury chart. 3, painful recovery. The fighter gains hatred for the fighter from the kill team who has put him out of action. Make a note on this, and then he misses the next mission as well. So that was Grom again.
Yep, everybody hates Grom.
So Ian gets, for claiming Prometheum, 1 Prometheum for losing this round, and then he gets his advance, which he's putting on Archimedes. Mm-hmm. So you roll 2d6, and let's see what happens on the chart. So that's a 10, so you get quick, +1 move or initiative.
I'm going to take initiative.
All right, initiative it is. And for the resupply / recruiting, Ian's going to be just buying back, I think, the Fresh Forged again, with the same stuff probably.
With a galvanic rifle.
Galvanic rifle, photovisor like he did last time? Or was it a photovisor?
Check points, actually.
All right, so his Fresh Forged is just 100 points with the galvanic rifle and 65 points for the model itself. Starting off with my recap, I got to see here if Daz is, because he was down, if he actually needs to take a serious injury roll or if he's fine. So here's the roll. So he needs to make a serious injury roll on him. So let's see what happens to him. I roll a 1.
So he's dead or worse.
All right.
Roll again.
Roll again. And he's captured. He is captured. And next I have over here Broker, who is down.
Takes a head wound.
He takes a head wound. So that gives me Frenzy. And he sits out next round. So here's how many Prometheum I get. So I get D3, so 3 Prometheum. So that puts me up to a total of 5, 4. Sorry, my bad. For my advance, I'm going to advance on my leader here. Let's see what happens. So I roll 2d6, and he gets a 9.
So that is skilled.
All right, so he's going to be going on to the stealth again. That is where I want him to be. Stealth. Okay. Here we go. So 1 and 2.
Ambush and dive.
I already have dive, so I can re-roll that one. So 6.
And sneak up.
Ooh, I'll have to see what those do and get back to you. So Dominus here is going to take the skill Sneak Up, which allows me to basically cut in half the distance that he is detected when he's hiding, which is really good with my run and hide ability. So that is what he is taking. I will be probably recruiting. I'm actually not going to do a rescue mission to take Daz back. So I'm just going to rebuy him and go from there. So for the recruitment, what I did is I bought back Daz here, Daz 2.0. This time he's going to have a shotgun chainsword, and then he bought himself a clip harness and 5 times photovisors to pass around to people amongst the team once he actually survives a round. So it has to be next round, it won't be this round. But Weezer did switch his photovisor over to Grom, because Grom needs a photovisor. And that leaves me 10 points to spend, which I could always buy another clip harness. Yeah, I'll buy a second clip harness just so we can trade it up eventually too. So that is my 200 points from this round. And it's 200 points due to the fact that I get 100 for winning, and 100 because Ian was not able to rescue his one guy. That is that. This here is what my team's going to be looking like for our 4th mission. So I have Broker here who will be sitting out. And then I have Weezer over here. I have my leader Dominus. I then have Aleph, who's frenzied. I then have Daz 2.0, which I hired back because I lost him in the combat. He was rescued or captured, and I'm not rescuing him because he is disposable. In the back here, I have Kador with his mining laser, Grom with photovisor now from Weezer, and then I have Crack, who is my 3rd specialist. And then I have back here, I have Bass and this guy here, which is Fendez, that are returning because they were sitting at this mission. So that is it, and we'll be back with more. Welcome guys to the After Action Report. You just watched the match between Ian and I and the second rescue mission of 3 of the missions that we've played. So, Ian, thoughts?
A little bit demoralizing. My guys eventually had to cut and run. I would have liked to cut and run sooner, but...
You can't until you got 50%.
Yeah, locked in combat for, what, 4 rounds or so? Just wouldn't go down. Just kept taking those flesh wounds and sticking around.
For whatever reason, like, it's crazy. And your rolling was terrible, dude. Like, you rolled a lot of ones with your shooting and stuff like that to not wound me. You would hit,
I could consistently hit,
Yes.
So pinning was not an issue, but you had numbers to always get those guys back up at the start of your turn. I just could not penetrate. Like, this is all glancing blows. So.
Yeah, no, and that really is what saved me too. What I was hoping was going to happen is that you would sneak up a little bit closer to me before I spotted you. I didn't want to spot you that early because then it left me more in the open. You were further away where you get your bonuses to hit and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I will say it was good, though, in the end for me, with your rolling and everything combined, but it's not how I wanted to play it.
I was actually hoping to get one more round of movement before the alarm went off.
Yeah.
So just so I could have the sniper position and everybody in optimal positions to shoot, but still retain cover.
And see, I was hoping for at least one more round so you were closer, so that way I could pounce on you, hopefully, right? And charge you with some of these guys that I have. But it didn't turn out that way.
Dice games.
Dice games. It is what it is. So you're down to 5 models next round. I'm at 9 with 1 sitting out. And I'm sitting at 4 Promethium to your 2. So it's still pretty close. We're going into the 4th mission, which will not be a 3rd rescue mission because we just played 2 in a row. So I'm just letting him go. That will give Ian the extra 100 points for his recruitment after the next mission or resupply. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't, check me out on Patreon. You can lend us your support, or lend me your support there. It's greatly appreciated. It allows me to continue doing the things that I love to do, which is supporting the hobby, and go from there. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, ignite your hobby.